Hey YouTube, I'm back with another video. In my last video, I was talking about how 5 years ago my life had did a complete turnaround, being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So this video, I'm going to be talking about the first year after being diagnosed. So I'll start kind of where I left off. So I was in the hospital and I had just got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. That's the diagnosis they gave me at that time. That's what they came up with. So for this whole year, I'm living with multiple sclerosis. And I get out the hospital. I'm paralyzed from the waist down. And I'm doing fine. My attitude is good. I'm still smiling. I'm not feeling negative about the situation. My spirits is up still. I think also why it didn't change was because I don't think it has settled in totally. That's all I can get from that. I think it hadn't settled in, but I was out the hospital for a few months and then I had an attack, a relapse, what they call it. And so I went back to the hospital, was in the hospital, I think, for about a week. And they gave me this treatment called plasmapheresis. And I took that for 5 days. Every day they did it, and it took about 2 hours. It was a plasma exchange, out with the old and in with new. So after that 5 days, I started to see improvement in my arms, because I had like weakness in my arms, and I think I started to move my legs a little bit, and just slowly but surely. Well, I got released from the hospital, but then when I got home, slowly but surely, I was seeing things coming back. And so I started walking again. I got to a point where I was able to walk, but only with a cane or a walker. I'm trying to think back. It's been 5 years, 4 years since then. Yeah, 5 years. And so, yeah, I was walking either with the cane or a walker. It depended on like the day. If I was weaker, if I was stronger, if I was going through different symptoms. But for the most part, it was pretty good. I was walking, I was happy, I was not working. So coming from being paralyzed from the waist down and now being able to walk, even just with assistance, was so good. It was so good. I was so happy. I was still driving. I was able to drive. Let me think. I was still independent. I did everything that I was able to do before. I just used a cane or a walker just to keep my balance up and help me to walk better without going from side to side and losing my balance. But like I said, that year was pretty good because I was still able to do everything that I was doing before the diagnosis, or before the hospital visit period. So I was good, and I think that's what contributed to me being okay besides me it not kicking in, before when I was still paralyzed, just freshly getting out the hospital. I don't think it was, it had settled in really. Like, wow, this is really what it is, But after time, when I did start walking, I was still in a good state of mind because now I'm still able to walk. I'm driving, I'm cleaning the house, I'm doing my, daily activities, I'm taking my showers, I'm, independent still. I'm myself, but just with different symptoms of this disease, autoimmune disease, but I'm still independent. That's what was important to me, the independence. And so walking with a cane or walker was okay to me. Even coming from being totally independent for 30 something years before all this happened, I was grateful that I was back up on my feet and out of that wheelchair. So it was pretty good. So there was symptoms I was having, even though I was able to walk. I still had symptoms which consisted of nerve pain. Like, it really hurts. Like right now, for the past 2.5 years, I've had it consistently in my upper body, in my arms, in this part of my face and my neck, and in my shoulders and my arms. That's it. But I say that's it, but that's a lot because it's constant, and I try to overlook it or not think about it, and I'm trying to do other things, and sometimes, a lot of times, it hinders me from doing daily activities. That's what today. But so we're going back to year one. Year one, it wasn't as bad. I would feel it every now and again, and so I would experience it, and it hurt so bad. It just I didn't want to do something, but it wasn't as often. So what else was, I had spasms. Oh my goodness, my arms, they would tighten, or spasticity. My arms would tighten up. They would tighten up and straighten up, and I would have to wait for them to relax. I would have to wait for my arms to relax for me to be able to use them again. But it would be about 2 minutes each time it happened. And so goodness, I had weakness in my legs. That's why I had to use the cane and walker. What else did I have? Oh, I had this ice cold feeling in my legs, as if they were what is that called? Frostbitten, but internally. I couldn't wrap my legs up to warm them up. I couldn't do, wear warm socks. I couldn't put warm pants on. I couldn't do anything like that for them to get any comfort or warm up. It was internal, and it was so painful and so frustrating because I couldn't get comfortable for anything. And I had bladder issues. No, my bad. So anyway, those are some of the symptoms I had the first year. Yeah. So, but back to before this all happened, before the hospital visit, before anything happened, I was getting little signs of, I didn't know what was going on, but I was getting little signs of this disease that I didn't know. I was passing it off as dehydration. I always felt like, I needed to drink more water. I'm not drinking enough. So I always passed whatever it was going on in my body, like, oh, I'm dehydrated. For example, As a kid growing up, I was always in the heat, like beaches, outside playing. I loved the sun. I was always in the heat, so it didn't matter. I was used to it. I loved it. It didn't affect me any. But the year before this happened, all in 2014, um, we would go to the water park. Me and my family or whoever. We'd go to the water park or be outside, but I'd be in the lines on the rides, and we'd be like, just say going on the water ride, and you'd have to go up to come down the slide, and so we'd be up walking up the stairs and carrying rafts, and so I would feel like dizzy, and I couldn't even stand up, and so I put the raft down, handed it over, and said I couldn't. I have to go back down, grab some water. I'm getting dizzy. I'm feeling weak. So I would have to get off out the line and not get on the ride and go back down the stairs, and I would just drink the water, just down the water, like just like damn, dehydrated. I need to drink water. And then I'd be on another ride, and you know how they have the little mist going over you. It would feel good because it was so hot, and I felt like I was gonna faint. I would feel so weak, and then again I would have to get out of the line because that wasn't enough. It wasn't cooling me off, so I had like heat intolerance, and I would grab my water and just drink. Whew, difficult to think about going back. Then when I would walk, I had I can't say electrical pains, like a vibration in my knee area from the little, about 2 inches below my knee to 2 inches above my knee. And it would just boom, 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 boom at different times. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? Is my body dehydrated? I'm always saying, oh, am I dehydrated? Am I dehydrated? And so I passed it always off as dehydration. That was my solution. That was my answer. Dehydration, and nothing was helping. So, but yeah, those are the things that I noticed. Oh no, there was also when I was fatigued. Oh my goodness. Then I'm passing it off as just I had to wake up early, went to bed late, and working hard at work. So when I'd get off, man, I'd get on the freeway, and I lived about 45 minutes away from where I worked. And when I was driving home, uh, I feel myself falling asleep to where I couldn't keep my eyes open even when I knew it, and my head would just drop and my eyes would close. And a few times I had veered over to the right, because I couldn't control it. And a couple times, if it was wet on the freeway, I wouldn't be here. I would have been down in that ditch in a bad accident. God's grace had kept me, because those times that was happening, and me being as close as I was to the edge of that freeway, I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have been here. God's grace, I'm telling you. It was terrible. I couldn't even keep my eyes open. And me knowing, I feel my eyes and my head just drop. And I'm like, wake up. In my mind, I'm like, wake up. Get up. And I forcing myself to open my eyes. But it took a minute or seconds. It couldn't take a minute because I'd be out of here. But literally, it was hard. When I'd get home, I didn't change out my clothes. I went straight from in the door to the couch and just laid there. And that was like me getting home at 3 o'clock. sleep until 8, and my son asking his food, are you gonna cook tonight? And I look up, I said, I can't. I'm exhausted, and I had 5 hours sleep, and I just felt like I couldn't do anything. I felt like I had just been working nonstop for a week. Like, it was so bad. It was so heavy on me. I had never felt that type of sleepiness or whatever, but I kept feeling that throughout the year, that fatigue. Even when I had enrolled in school and I was doing good. And when I went to go tell them I was going to check out of school, they pulled me into the office and told me, you are a top student, you are doing well, and you are this and you are that, and you have to push, telling their testimonies. Oh, we'd have to stay up late nights and not get any sleep, and trying to help me push through. But it was a different type of tired. It was this fatigue, and just it was too overwhelming. And I said, I'm gonna lose my life on the freeway. I can't, going to work, waking up at 4:30, going to work, coming home, trying to do homework, cook, come to school from 5 to 10, do homework. I couldn't do it anymore. So it was just the fatigue, it just wore me out. So I couldn't finish that schooling at that time. So, it's messed with my life. It's messed with me so bad. And right before this happened, I went to another school and I finished, and all I had to do was take my state test, and I was calling for an appointment, received my appointment, date and time, and I think a week before my date was coming up, this happened. This happened. So it's affected my life in several ways that I haven't even spoke about. But yeah, I believe that was my first year. It was my best year because of me being able to be independent still, but then things turned around. But I'll get into that into other videos. When I come back, I will explain different things, second year, third year, fourth year, so on and so forth. But I thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Like the video, comment below, hit the notification bell if you want to hear more when I come on, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time.